This episode is sponsored by Veteran Heritage Farm. These guys are incredible. If you need to get a hold of somebody, if you need cattle, Longhorn, you need information about Longhorns, you want to show Longhorns, you want beef, grass-fed beef from Longhorns, anything you need to know about cattle, Veteran Heritage Farms is the sponsor of this episode. You want to give them a call. Check them out because they're hooking us up with some stuff. They wanted to get their name out there. Check them out right now. Veteran Heritage Farm. Pastor Chris here. We're here at Shooting the Bull at Lee, Texas Ranch. Today it's raining. We're going to have to do some different things, but we got Pastor James Daniels and worship pastor Daniel Sturgeon from Harvest Christian Center in Keller, Texas. It's pretty cool if you ask me. I'm kind of fond of it. But we're going to shoot the bull today in this lovely rain. Gonna have to do a couple of things different, but are y'all ready?
Ready.
All right, let's do this. So we're gonna play the game triple decker. So you got 3 targets over there. You can go top to bottom or bottom to top, whatever you want to do. We're gonna hit the axe on the target. And we're just going to be asked questions while we do it. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it. All right, so COVID-19 has shut everything down for past couple of months. Frustrating because when you're throwing these axes and not hitting the target, it's frustrating.
I'm hitting it, it's just not sticking.
What is something frustrating? What is something frustrating during service? Like you're in service, COVID-19. What is frustrating about that?
I don't know about actual in-service type frustrations. Once you kind of get into the flow of the service, you're just kind of focused on that. So I haven't really met any frustrations that way. I just think in the realm of the local church, what's been frustrating for me is there's no blanket fix-all for this. I mean, you've just got to lead as it goes. Things change so quickly, everything's fluid. What is it? Oh!
I'll count it.
Can't count it.
I mean, it's right there.
It
didn't want to go
It's
there.
got to hit the stump. What's it like doing a live service with nobody?
It's
nobody.
It's awkward at first, and I think anybody tells you otherwise is probably lying. Because, and I've seen everyone doing it, you know, from the small churches to the large churches, everyone's having to do it. And it's awkward at first, but honestly, having everything live for me helps. Having the worship live, that way you can get your mind where it needs to be. That helps a lot. And you just have to focus on the message. You can't focus on the crowd, because if you do, man, it throws you off.
It's pretty crazy. What about you, Danny? Here, go up there and throw. What about you? You're leading worship in. Got it. Got it. So you're leading worship, and there's nobody in the congregation. How does that affect you?
I mean, usually when we go live, you can kind of just, it feels like a normal service. It feels like a lot of people are in there. It's kind of like a practice. We're used to practicing with nobody in there, so it's not too much of a huge change. But I miss everybody singing along and hearing the crowd sing with you.
I'm just gonna be sitting here talking and oh!
No,
I actually did it.
No, that's
I actually don't.
That's edited in. He just said it. He said I'm gonna edit it in.
I actually did that.
Good edit.
No, it's not an edit. That was real. Because I'm gonna do it again. Ready? Blah 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 blah. And blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about shooting the bull, and I'm gonna hit it. And I did it. So
we don't yell for you.
It dried up.
Cows behind us.
The cows are behind us?
Yep.
That's good. It's a good sign.
It's good.
It's a good sign. So I have you here for a few minutes, and I definitely want to get some questions answered, because I know you just took this church at Harvest Christian about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Okay. So Pastor James Binion was there for 25 years, right? A long time. He gets a call to go to New Mexico. ABCD happens and you come in.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just get into it. How do you do that?
I think first you have to be confident in who you are, and that's not in an arrogant way, but I could never fill his shoes. I'm not him, and in that regard, he's not me either. We both have our own unique giftings and abilities, and so you have to have the confidence to operate in that. But it's kind of strange to say, kind of confidence, but with humility also. You know, confident that you know who you are, who God's called you to be, but humble in working with people and getting to know people. Yeah.
What is the hiring process of something like a pastor? Like, is it a tryout? Is it a good old boy system? Is it hey, you get a call from the bishop and they're like, hey, we want you to take this church? Like,
every church is unique in that, and really I think a lot of the overseers are unique in that. It's kind of funny. This is my third church under my third overseer. and they've all been different, and we just bought a house there, so we plan on staying a long time, so don't take that for anything other than what it is, than just face value. But no, so we got a call basically that the church had asked about us, and most of the time churches can, if they have someone, a candidate in mind, they can ask about them, about their availability. You have to go through an interview process most of the time, and you meet with the council. They ask you questions, you ask them questions, and I would say as a young pastor, if that's a situation you're heading into, they prepare your questions for the council, because
you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you.
Well, yeah,
because you're hopefully gonna spend the next 25 years at a place, and you want to make sure the people that you're working with are compatible, that are willing to grow. I mean, you don't want to be in a place that's rock hard. And
and it's not a selfish decision either. You know, it affects my whole family. We've got children that we're gonna have to move to different schools and find a new home, and all of that process. So you want to make sure you've done your homework as well. And so you go through the interview process, and then if the council decides to take you to the next step, there is I hate using the word tryout, and a lot of people do use the word tryout, and that's kind of how it is, but I've always found that process awkward. I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but you know, basically they'll run pastors through there, and you know, so you kind of want to put your best foot forward and let them see who you are, and see your family, get to know your family, and then once all the candidates have been through, the church votes.
Let's talk about a pastor, because I know you've been in a situation where it might have been easier for a pastor to do a clean cut. And what I mean by that is a pastor that you take over. You know, you're the senior pastor now, and that senior pastor takes another church, or even a state job, or something like that. But it's a definitely I'm here, but I'm here and gone. Like I'm not. And then there's some pastors that like have set roots, and just, you know, as much as you feel comfortable, kind of talk about maybe a clean cut. How do you feel about that? What's your process on that?
We again, I think we're in a kind of a unique situation in the way that our transition occurred, and it was certainly helpful that Pastor Binion received a promotion, if you will, and was able to go into administration there in New Mexico, and so that's viewed as a good thing from the church's point of view as well. And so he's still very much loved, and but that was certainly helpful. It wasn't like we were coming into a place where you know, I've heard horror stories about pastors that come into a place where the church doesn't have any money, the church is drowning in debt, you know, the pastor's done all this and done that. And so it really is a testament to how the Binions prepared the church for change, although I don't know that they were certainly sure what direction they were going to be going in, but I think they knew change was coming. So the church was prepared for that, and with him moving to New Mexico, you know, they viewed that as he's going to fulfill his next chapter in life. And Pastor Daniels and his family, they're our pastors now, and like I said, it really just felt like they were ready to lock arms and just go right on ahead.
You're just building upon what Pastor or Bishop Binion did,
right?
And but you're laying the foundation for somebody else to come behind you and say, all right, now let me take it to where that's good stuff. Yeah, that's good stuff.
I think one of the worst things a pastor can do is when he leaves the church falls apart.
That's tough.
And that shows that it was built upon a personality rather than kingdom.
Yeah.
And so it's, you know, I think this church understands that. Again, like I said, it's you respect the pastor, understand the pastor is the leader, but it's not all about a man.
Yeah.
It's about the kingdom of heaven, and I think Bishop Binion prepared them for that, and we want to continue doing that, and so that this church can just grow and flourish and be what God's called it to be.
Let's end it with this: not a hard cut. A pastor that doesn't hard cut. What's the process with that? Is that a little tougher?
I believe, in my experience, it's very tough. I love our retired ministers. I love our older ministers. One day, it seems like sooner than later, I'm going to be an older minister. and I think it's important that we bridge that gap there. But it's difficult, you know, when you've had families in the church that the former pastor has married them, has dedicated their children, has preached the funerals of their parents and their grandparents, and has lived life with them, and now they see him on a daily basis, and they have to somehow make that connection in their mind that he's no longer that pastor, and it's hard, and it's not tough. And it's hard on the younger pastor too, because you want to show the proper respect, and you know, you want to do things the right way, and you're not going to cause a big scene, but it weighs a lot.
It's easier with a clean cut. It's easier. It's easier.
Sure. Yeah.
It could be done, not the clean cut, but there's a lot of instances and things where, you know, it's a little tougher.
It is.
It's a little tougher. So
it helps to have a great team. You know, I inherited some great people, and then we've been able to add some people on as staff, and it helps tremendously to be surrounded by a great team that's ready to jump on board and help in any way possible. I'm
glad you could come today, but what do you say? Let's go out with a bang. Let's blow some stuff up. I think we're gonna try something different. We're gonna try to blow a basketball sky high.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go out, man. Let's do it. At 100 yards out there, we got a paint can. We got a basketball that is hopefully all this is we're trial and error. Hopefully a basketball gets blown sky high.
Yes. With
tannerite in the paint can. We're just gonna see what happens. All right, here we go. Going out with the bang.
You ready?
Out in the hole. Man. All right, man. That was awesome, bro. Man, this was so much fun today, guys, for real. Thank you so much for coming out on this not so glorious sunshiny day, but we had a really good time and I appreciate it. The going out with the bang probably was the best ever. I was gonna try to get some video.
It's not happening.
Off of that one.
I know a guy.
You know a guy. So, but definitely blew that one up. But thank you so much for coming out, guys. I appreciate you.
Pastor Chris, thanks for having us out. We had such a good time today, as we always do. I just want to say this place is beautiful. It's always so peaceful out here, and I would encourage you, if you have students 18 to 25 that are interested in any type of ministry, call Pastor Chris, get on their website, check them out. They have a great program here where you can earn your college degree and be hands-on in ministry. So I would wholeheartedly endorse you guys and appreciate all you do out here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Shooting the bull here at Lead Texas Ranch. We'll see you next time.